Hello everyone, today we are going to start the Python series. In this series we are going to see the tuples, okay, how to use the tuple, how to create the tuples. So for that I'm just going to open the Jupyter notebook, okay, just type the command Jupyter on CMD and just hit the enter button. It will open your Jupyter notebook and it's make the you can make program over here, okay. So we're going to create a new file and I will give the file name as a tuples, okay. So as we saw, the tuple is one of the data type, or instead of saying data type we can say it is a collection in Python, okay. So this is one of the collection in Python which we are going to use the store the data, manipulate the data, okay, accessing the data. That is the three things. So we're going to see the tuples first. Tuple, okay. So tuple is a single variable. In that variable you can store the multiple value as like list, okay. In list we also in single variable you can set the multiple value. Let's we have created that list like mango, apple, or 1 2 3, or let's say 220. So this kind of variable we're going to, the variable value we're going to save into the single variable, that is nothing but the tuples, okay. So in dictionary, in set, in list, and in tuple, these are the four collection. These are the single variable, and this single variable can save the multiple values or multiple item into it, okay. That is nothing but the tuples. So first we're going to mark down here, okay. So what is the tuples? And okay, this a tuples are used to store multiple value item or multiple items of the value in a single variable, okay. That's the use of tuples, okay. So in tuples it is a data type, or it is an inbuilt collection or inbuilt data type in the Python. And Python have four inbuilt data type: list, tuples, set, and dictionary, okay. So what is the difference between list and tuples? That's we already discussed, but still here we're going to show. So what does tuples do, okay. So using tuples you can do the order, you can order the value item. So this is order the item unchangeable. Unchangeable means you cannot change the value, cannot change the existing value or existing item, okay. Once we create the tuples, you cannot change the items of the tuples, that is unchangeables. Once we create it, it's a remaining for long time, till until uh, finish his work, okay. And it allows the duplicate. So what is difference between in list and tuples? In list you can order the value, there is order, you can change the changeable, list can be changeable, list can orderable, and list can allow the duplicate value. In tuple is orderable, it cannot change the value, and it is allow the duplicate value. So list, the difference between tuples and list are changeable, tuples are not changeable, means it's not going to allow to edit the value, okay. So this is the difference, and this is the correct characteristic of the tuples. So you should keep in mind. So first we create how to create the tuples, okay. Create the tuples, okay. So as we saw, we have created the list, okay. So I will just create the for information you, we have created in this fashion: test 1 2 3 and pull, okay. So in this fashion we have created the list, but we're going to create the tuples. This is tuple equal to here is we have bracket, okay, and here we have round shape. So we're going to say apple. The same list we're going to create the banana, and then we say cherry, okay, and just print it. Okay, here is that. So in this way we're going to create the tuples and you're going to access it. We can print it, not access it. So now we're going to check the next things is how do we access it. You can access by indexing also. So if I want to access the second value of this given tuple, just give the value of here second, it will show the cherry because index is the 0 1 2. So we have three value and indexing start from 1. So what is the indexing value of cherry is a 2. So if you provide the specific value here, okay, so based on indexing you can access the value, and if you access the based on indexing means you can do the ranging also. Let's consider 0 to 2. So it will going to print apple and banana from 0 to 2. So not a 2, from 0 to 2. Before 2 it will going to print it. So let's consider I want to print only here 0. So it will going to print all here because start from 0, there is nothing end means the last item of the tuples. So there is nothing mentioned, that will take consider it will consider complete items value or item list in given tuples. Okay, so this is the one of the way to access. The first is indexing, second is the ranging. So this is the way to doing the ranging. If I give the out of index value, let's consider we don't have 3 value because index value is a 3 means we should have 4 value, but index now index value we have 3, sorry 2, 0 1 2. If I say 3 here, which is not correct, so it will print it but it will not give any error. Let's consider it will not give any errors. Okay, that's good. So that's why you're going to access the value, okay, and you can change. You can check the length also. So if I want to check the length of tuples, just pass the length function as an argument or as a parameter to the tuples. So there are three values, which is 1 2 3. Okay, that's good. Okay, so next things we can check the type also if you want, but as we know how to check the types of the any data types. So if you want to check the data type of any data type, you can just pass the data type function, uh, type the data type function and pass the as a parameter to that data types. It is a tuple. People say tuple also. Okay, so you can do the combines. Here we also create the you can create the list tuples like multiple combined value. There is no restriction like you should create it in previously in Java or in C++. We have to define the data types. Okay, so that's if you have created integer array means I'm only going to save the integer array value in that array, because that array, the array was we created, that was belongs to the integer data type. But here in list set tuples data dictionary, okay, there is no data type restriction. You can create the list or you can create the tuple mix of data. Okay, let's consider here we have created string, here we integer. Now we can add the float value also. Okay, and just print it, it will going to print. So there is no restriction as such. You can create the combined value or you can add any type of value into the tuples. That's it. Okay, so there are another way to create the tuples. This is the one way, and we can using constructor you can create the tuple. Okay, so we're going to create the using constructor. So let's consider the tuple ones equal to tuple, that is the function, and I will say in the value here, this value I will just copy paste here. Okay, that's it. and I will complete the bracket, round bracket. Okay, so that's the way we're going to create the another way to create the tuples using constructor. This is nothing but the constructor, and with the help of constructor we can create the tuples. Okay, we come to know how to access it. First, using indexing and using range of indexing, you can access the tuple. Now I want to say check the. Okay, so if I want to change the value, or if I want to do something value, or if I want to add it, okay, because we have saw the characters, it's unchangeable. Okay, so once the tuple is created, you cannot change the value. Okay, because tuples are unchangeable or immutable, so it is, so as it is called, it's immutable. So but it is a workaround. You can convert the tuple into list and change the list and then convert back to the tuple if I want to change the tuple. Okay, but directly I cannot change the tuple. Okay, how could I change it? Let's consider this is the tuple one. Okay, this is the tuple one. Okay, and I have to change the value of cherry. Okay, so 20. So I will give the indexing is a 1. The what is the indexing of 20 is a 1, because 0 1 and 2. So we have 3 value. 20 value indexing is 1, so we'll just assign here test. Okay, that's means we are going to update the existing list. Okay, in tuple case, if you create, once you created the tuples, it cannot going to change. Okay, just we're going to try it. It will say tuple object does not support any assignment, means it is not going to assign the value, means it is not going to create a value, or it's not going to update the value. But if I want to change the value, if I want to change the value, so how could I do that? So either there are ways, is that you have to convert this tuple into the list, and after once list is get updated, then convert back to the tuples. So this way you're going to create it. Okay, so let's consider we already have created here, so I'll just update, sorry, update the tuple value using list. Okay, so first, what is the steps? One, convert the tuples into list. Second step, update the value or item into list. Third one, convert the list back to convert this back to tuple. Okay, so these are the workaround actually. So let's see, we already have created tuple once. Here we have, which is printed. Now I want to change it. Okay, now I want to convert it, so I will create y is equal to list and pass the tuple value. So now if you see, we have casting it. Okay, so already see the casting video in our series. So we have cast the tuples value into the list and assigned to the y. Now we want to print y. Okay, so now is y is a list, it is not a tuples. Okay, if you see here, it is in square bracket. Okay, so round bracket is nothing but the tuples, and square bracket is nothing but the list. Okay, if you want to check the type of this, you can check type y. Okay, it's going to you the y is a list. Now I can update the y value. Okay, now I can update the y value. So if I want to first, okay, if I want to update the 20, so okay, the index value is 1, I want to update the value, so I can do y is indexing 1 equal to test, and again we print the y. The 20 gets replaced with the test, means we have updated value. Now I will back to convert. So first we convert the tuples into list, that convert the tuple into list, we have created update. After that, update the value into the list, we have updated value. Now back list to tuples. Now we want to create it. Now this one, test tuples equals to tuple bracket y, print it. and value should get updated, test get updated. That's the workaround. Okay, so but directly it is not changeable, it is not editable. Okay, but it's allow the duplicate value, that's we going to check it. Okay, so tuple is here. I will create another test 2 because we cannot update it, and here we have, okay, apple, comma, apple, test it, just going to print it 20 and print it apple apple. So this way we're going to update the value, means allow the same value, same item. This is nothing but the duplicate. Okay, that's it. Okay, so let's we are going to send uh, okay. Okay, so if you want let's consider, if you want append the value, or if you want insert the value. So in this fashion, this is the workaround to do that. You directly cannot add the value. So if you want to add the value into tuples, please convert into the list and do apply the all list operation, and that back to convert to the tuples. Okay, so whatever the, please see our list video. There are two video 1 and video 2. So in that we have covered the each and every methods of list and how the list are works, so you can get the idea how it's work. And you can apply all the list methods on list, and that we're going to back to convert into tuples and just print the tuples. That's fashion it's going to work. So you directly cannot the change it. Okay, you cannot the remove item from the tuples, because it's unchangeable, means you cannot edit, you cannot add, cannot delete, cannot append, cannot insert. Okay, that's the things. Okay, we're going to see next thing is here. Okay, so unpacking tuples, you create the tuples and we normally assign value, it is called the packing tuple. Okay, once we create the value, and once we create the tuples, we normally assign value, it is nothing but the packing and nothing but unpacking. The Python are able to extra variable back to that variable is called the unpacking. So let's have a try. Next thing is the looping, how to loop it, because looping is nothing but the iterate the value, and the iteration process you can using for, you can iterate the value or looping the value using for loop. For loop. Okay, so we already defined that variable here, and we will just, we're going to just iterate it for in, for x in tuple as simple list, and just print the x value. Okay, here we're going to give you, so if I want to print the index of tuples, so I can just add the range function here for I in a range of value of length of tuples. Okay, so it will print the index of the tuples, or index of the list, or index of the dictionary, or any built-in data types. So just print it, print I. Okay, so I want to print along with the value also, so I just will give the tuple and indexing I, cherry 1 test, sorry, cherry 0 test 1 2 is a 25. So this way you need to print the index plus value or item. So this is nothing the indexing. Same thing you can do with the while loop also. This both are loop. So while, first define the I is equal to 0, give the condition I is less than equal to given length of your variable, that is tuple1. Okay, go and print the value of tuples, or you can just print same here. Okay, after that increment the I value, because ultimately I plus 1. Okay, because ultimately we're going to check the, once we I should be less than equal to tuple. So every time if we get greater than, condition will get false, and a loop will going to stop execution. Okay, so that's the way we're going to access the, or we're going to loop through, or we're going to iterate the value from the tuples using for loop and value. So next thing is the join tuple. So how do we join tuples? We already have two tuples here. We already have variable tuple1, tuple2. I want to join it. So I'll say tuples3 equal to tuple1 plus tuple2, and print it. That's the way. Okay, so you can do the this one. You can also multiply it. Okay, let's consider, you can multiply two tuples, means you can multiply the total item is equal to 2. It will going to print 2 times. Okay, so let's consider, I will take list 1 which having the small value. This one, I think I thought there is a typo. Okay, so in this way we're going to multiply the inside item of tuple. Okay, so we have two methods. There is, you can use count and index, which you already see, and here we end of this access of tuple. So this is one of the data type. You can go into the practice. Definitely we are going to do the lot of many programs on here, so we are just going to touch each and every syntax of the feature of the Python. So while we doing the programming, we come to know it. Okay, that's it for the today. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you have any comment, please comment us. Okay, if you have any suggestion, please give the suggestion for better improvement. Thank you very much.